All right, guys, welcome back. Chief Kirk for Kravology. So today I want to talk to you about handgun from the front. There's a couple things we've been talking about in class, a couple issues that have been discussed lately that are confusing. And what I want to do is talk about the principles in general and just say, generally speaking, all the principles are important. And if I ask you, what's the most important principle in a handgun defense, in this case specifically handgun from the front, I'd let you answer and I would say, well, it depends on which one you're on. But the truth is, redirection is vitally important, and so is the counter. Those are the two meat and potato type activities you do in a handgun defense. So I want to bring James in and talk you through how we approach handgun defense. Come on in, James. So James has a gun. He's going to point at me, obviously. We are in a training environment. This is a training handgun. So the first thing I do is I think about my hand moving in a way that would be consistent with inside defense, even though it's down. So that allows me to avoid doing something like this. So I'm rounding, I'm going outside my body and rounding towards the gun. That's a big no-no in handgun defense from the front. What I want to do is come right up under the gun this way. And if you think about inside defense, what I'm actually doing is I'm bringing my hand in to make an inside defense. My palm's sort of facing the outside shoulder, but my thumb is not on the inside, it's underneath the gun. I also flick my hand up like this so that I have the capacity to grab the gun. And from this position, I drive off with the blade of my finger, so my hand is still not quite on the gun. I drive off. I do that by driving my shoulder forward. I do not do this with the gun. I don't move my hand in that manner. It's incorrect, and it'll get you in a lot of trouble as the person that draws the gun. So I make this motion. I do like this. And as I do that, my shoulder comes forward. The other one tucks in a little bit. And my feet, I can already feel in my feet that I'm going forward. I need to be going this way. So I'm not going to dump out to my left. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to come up under and make this motion here. When I feel my fingers start to come to the gun, I grab the gun. As I grab the gun, I think about taking the gun and turning it on the table and making it look like it's parking, backing into a parking space as if the gun was a car. But I don't just do this because James can fight this a bit. He's coming from a strong position to a weaker position, and in that moment, he might decide to fight it. So what I want to do is I want to drive the gun down. As I'm making this motion, I'm doing this motion, right? So I'm coming in. Now the gun is at least on the table or flatter. I have weight down into the gun. I'm making my counter. I want my counter to hit him about the time that my left foot gets here. Boom. I'll go in, I'll make the break and take it. All right, so quick review, because we're on a time limit here. 1, 2. Park the car as you go down. Punch. Break and take. Come away. Let's switch sides real quickly. We're okay here, maybe we're here a little bit. Here, yes. So I'm coming up under the gun, different angle, 1, and I'm redirecting the gun. My hand's coming up, my body's doing this, my intention is forward. As I grab the gun, I park the car sort of like back into the space, and I drive the gun down. I'm moving the gun in 2 directions at once. I'm moving it this way and that creates a problem for him, and I make my strike, right? So rhythmically, 1, 2, here, boom, take the gun, strike. Okay. If you can follow those sort of the simple roadmap of thinking of moving the hand like almost like you're redirecting a right straight punch. And if you think about reinforcing that inside defense with your shoulder, right, in this position, you'd be doing the exact same thing with the handgun. So use what you know, if it's applicable, to new techniques. In this case, one sort of can facilitate the other. As always, there's a box at the bottom of the video and the article. If you have questions or comments, please send them to us. Other than that, obviously, walk in peace.